me, sir. I'm just going to be talking to the camera for a second. Not that crazy, so I'm just going to be talking to the camera for a second. So, you know. Hey, everybody. Just updating from Tampa, Florida. I'm outside the Hillsborough County Law Library, where I'm using their Wi-Fi and where I just use the printers to print out my documents. My documents for my next delivery. Yesterday I woke up under a tree in a field at the rest stop where you go off of I-75 to get to the Fort Myers Airport, or the southwestern Florida airport. So yeah, I slept at the rest stop. Hotels were just way too expensive. I would have had to spend almost half of my monthly rent for just one night at a hotel in that area of Fort Myers, and just Fort Myers generally. So yeah, I could have gotten a bus into Fort Myers and then taken a Greyhound from there. I could have done that, but I decided to try and hit the highway anyway. I still had my sign and slept on it, and a guy in a big truck, gung-ho American gentleman with country music on. He gave me a ride to Punta Gorda. Some good conversation, but yeah, he left me in kind of a bad spot. I'm just going to ignore that question. He left me in kind of a bad spot, and luckily there was a trucker that had pulled over to adjust his tires, adjust his equipment, and I had my sign, and this was on a highway on-ramp, and he actually gave me a ride. It was a nice chat with him too. Owner-operator, he had he had been in Vietnam, had been fired upon and stuff, Vietnam vet, long-time trucker. He used to do ice road trucking, he said, up in Canada and up to Alaska, which is amazing. So I got dropped off by Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway. Testing the safety or effectiveness of hitchhiking. Well, I used to hitchhike around a lot more often, but, it's not that effective. It took me about half a day, and I had to sleep at a rest stop. But the safety was fine. Maybe I'm a little crazy. I guess people don't hitchhike as much in the U.S. as they used to. You got to be careful. And got to pray to his noodliness. Yeah, social trust is a low. That's right. Anyhow, I got dropped off, and it was okay. Actually, I like to look at stuff on the ground, and I found maybe somebody's makeup bag had flown out of the truck. And I looked through the makeup bag and found a little prize in there for me, a little something for myself, which was interesting. Yeah, and I met up with a couch surfer. I was really tired. I was really tired. What was scary, Martin Luther King Boulevard? There wasn't anything scary about that. It was fine. I just had to catch a bus into Tampa, which is fine. A city bus. People are generally pretty friendly, and I stayed at a couch surfing host in the hood, quote unquote, and it was an interesting neighborhood. It was kind of a hood neighborhood, but it was had a nice time with we'll call him Mr. G of Tampa and Chicago, and I met some of his friends, and I forget his friend's name. We went out for tacos. The hood, it is a cool neighborhood, and now I got my papers printed out, and I'm about to get on a Greyhound. Yeah, gonna get on a Greyhound at about 1:15, headed for Lake Wales. Oh, man. Lake Wales, Florida, and then I'm going to catch a bus from Lake Wales. I wish it was Wales, W-A-L-E. Is there even such thing as Lake Wales? I know there's river dolphins. but no Wales as in the country, Wales, and then I have to catch some kind of city bus or whatever from there, I think, to go to this place called Frostproof. I'm in decent spirits, though. I used my Greyhound voucher from complaining about my frozen ticket. My frozen trip from Calgary to Saskatoon, and so it's essentially free, or I paid for it by almost freezing my ass off around Christmas. There are no freshwater whales. Somebody says, yeah, what's up with that? Why not? Except maybe the Ogopogo in the Okanagan in British Columbia, Canada. Yeah, well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for participating. I'm signing off. Here's a picture of my stuff, Rambler Rogue.